This is another video from soulpersona.com and another book review. And for this book review, I will be talking about the New Media and Cybercultures Anthology, and it is edited by Pramod K. Nayar. I got this at Amazon.com for about $25, and it's a compilation of the different chapters are compilations of studies and research done by various professors, academics who are in new media. And each of the chapters, they're not, the good thing about this book is you don't have to read it one chapter to another. You can read any chapter that you want at random, because each of the chapters, they have a really good amount of information which deals with different issues of today's new media technology and how people are interacting with that type of technology. Some of the chapters that are covered are immersion, disembodiment, online identity, geolocation, video games, and social media communication. And each of the chapters have subchapters, and it covers these different types of issues. Also, what I enjoyed is the chapter that deals with new media with the economy. How does today's careers in new media, how does it relate with today's economy, such as labor and cost, production and efficiency? I think this is more of an academic book, but I think anybody can read it. It's about 2 years old, and you know, when dealing with new media, it always changes. New things comes and goes, but I think a lot of what's covered here is still being studied and being utilized today. Particularly the whole concept of interaction, how humans interact with computers and how they interact with social media technologies and with one another online. Also, the whole concept of immersion, how we as computer users, how close are we into identifying with other people online? You know, how much of ourselves do we express or expose online because we trust other people despite the fact that they're strangers? And of course there's social media communication, you know, how these different platforms relate to how we communicate with one another. The thing that really caught my eye when reading these chapters is the whole concept of phatic communication. Now, phatic communication is defined as short sentences that expresses emotions and moods. And we do that now. You see Facebook, Twitter, even YouTube videos. I mean, we create short messages and people are able to understand it. Now, we always talk about, or everybody talks about online, that content is king or context is king. Now, phatic communication is maybe something new. The importance of online is connecting with others. So perhaps connection is king because you're gathering information from other people, you're building relationships, you're engaging others within particular social circles, which not only benefits you but benefits them as well. So perhaps we have a new idea of what's king. So we have, you know, context, we have content, and now connections. Phatic communication is really interesting for me and is something that I like to delve deeper in the future. Also, I like the idea how they focused on geolocation, where, you know, you talk about Foursquare, you talk about, you know, Gowalla, which has moved on. You know, how people are, you know, identifying where they're located using these particular apps, as well as how it relates to video games. I mean, even video games are involved with geolocation. And I like the concept how we adapt these geolocations to, you know, how we utilize it. And I like the idea of one of the authors created a metaphor where it's pretty much, you know, the streets. There's no game to play, but you adapt to creative games. For example, stickball. You just get a stick, you get a regular ball, any kind of ball other than a baseball, and you use anything as bases, such as trash lids, or bags, or old shoes, and you create your bases, and there's your game. So I mean, geolocation with a compilation of video games, it's kind of like that, but more on the online media scape. So that's a really good metaphor, and two chapters really cover it, and I think you'll find very interesting. I also like the concept of video games as being adapted now. Everybody's really into video games, not only for personal but also business. Businesses are taking advantage of creating marketing campaigns based on video games, and it all applies. As I read these chapters, it all applies to the whole concept of digital storytelling. It's all about telling particular stories and how your reader can get involved with the story. It's not the creator and the reader anymore. It's more like the creator, reader slash creator. So the reader gets involved with the digital storytelling as well, because they create their own former stories and apply it to the main one. A lot of companies are doing that right now when they're dealing with online media campaigns, where they want the viewers to get involved with the storyline. So it's not more like advertising. It's more like a more, I guess you can say, type of content that goes at a deeper level, a deeper emotional level, and it allows users to get involved and have control of that content, or disseminate some of that content as well. So they're pretty much part of the storyline. So digital storytelling is, that's another favorite that I like, that I really got into, because it doesn't deal with just one technology. You don't create a story on just one platform. You can create a story and move from one platform to the next, where the story starts off from the desktop computer or some kind of technology, but it moves on to a mobile application. Or it can start from Facebook, it can start from a blog or a main website, and moves on to Twitter or into a video game. So the concept is evolving. The whole concept of storytelling is evolving and adapting to the online media environment. So for me, I really like this book. I really learned a lot about it, particularly how we interact with today's social media and online media landscape. I think it'll be a good source for anybody to have a better understanding of how we're utilizing social media and online media technology, and how we can apply it, not only for students out there who are continuing to research, but also professionals as well.